Hey, I'm Max and welcome to my idle game tutorial. In this tutorial, at the end we should have this result right here, which includes a updating graph that updates every 10 seconds with the new dollars that you have, different coins that you can buy and sell that changes price randomly, and that gives you an interest based on how many you own. So for example, this one I have 22 now, and every 10 seconds it gives me interest based on that and shows in my wallet. In this video, we'll make it so our interest keeps going up when we log out and log back in. Or actually, if you want to be technical, I actually want to make it so when we log in, we calculate the time since the log out, and then we apply interest on that. It might be a little bit more complicated if in your game you want to have compound interest, or in this case here, if I wanted to calculate with the price changes. But what I'll do for now is make it so when the game closes, the price freezes, and then we apply interest on that price. Okay, so to start, just go in your player data and add a public double time since logout or something. Yeah, let's do that. Now let's go into our game and add a little function here, public double time in second or time sec, which is going to give us the time in seconds. Now this is going to be using system time, so if the player changes his clock on his phone or PC, it's going to affect it. So this can allow cheating. There's other methods you can do to prevent that, but I'm not going to get into that in this tutorial. So to get the time, we need to be using system. And now you can see when we use system, you can get an error in your random, and that's because there's system random and Unity Engine random. So if I click to show the solution, you see here using random equals Unity Engine.random, that's what we'll do. So you can see at the top it just put this, and that tells the program that random is going to be the Unity Engine random. Now here in my timesec, I just have to return date time dot now, so the time now, minus new date time. And here we just put a time a very long time ago. Usually we set it to the 1st of January 1970. I'm not sure if it will work if you put something higher, so just in case I'll put 1970 because that's like the default that everything uses. Dot total seconds because I want to get the seconds. If you have something that only happens every hour, you could just do total hours and do it on that if you want. In my case, interest is every 10 seconds, so I'll do it with total seconds. And here I'll just put this function in static so I can access it from my save. Now in my save manager, before saving the data, I'll go game player data.time since logout equals to game.timesec, and that's going to set it to the time in seconds at the time that we close the game or that we save it. And now in my game I will do a private void offline interest, and in here I'll do if player data dot time since logout is greater than 0, because if there is no time since logout, I don't want to apply the interest from 0. That would be a lot. Then I'll just copy my apply interest function, paste it in here, and at the end right here when we add the dollars, I want to do times little parentheses time sec minus player data dot time since logout divided by 10. And here you can see it causes an error because it's a double. So I'll just cast it to float because I only did my functions for floats. So just like that, that's going to work. At least I hope so. Let's try it out. Before we try it out, let's not forget in our start right here after the load data to online interest, you need to call it. So let's say I buy a few of Max coin. Now I have 19 of them. Now if I wait, the interest ticks, I get 36. Now if I close the game for a couple seconds, let's see how it looks now. And now I'm at 179, so clearly it worked. Another feature that I want to add is make it so when we buy or sell big amounts, it causes dips and pumps, which might not be totally realistic, but for the purpose of the game it's going to be good, because you don't want to sit and wait for the price to go up slowly. So let's try first with the buys. I'll go cryptos at cryptoinfo.price times equal, and then I'll do a new big amount, big number 1, and to that I will add the amount times 0.01, so this should add 1% for each one that we buy, and the 1 here is just to make sure that we don't lose our initial price, so it's 1 plus 1%. So if I buy a bunch again, it's at $42, and I buy a bunch, and now it's at 310 million, so it might be a bit much. Maybe I'll do another 0 here, and for the sell I'll just do the opposite. Okay, so now in sell we do the same thing, but instead of putting the times, we do divided. Now I have a bunch of money and the price of the max coin is $9, so let's say I decide to buy a bunch. the price went up to quadrillion because I had literally quadrillion, so I bought way too much and made the price go up. And now if I decide to sell all of mine, you can see the price went down to $9 again. So you might actually want to do some effect where when you reach a certain point it doesn't go up that much, because otherwise if you can make the price go from between 9 and 9 quadrillion, that's way too much. So maybe add some form of diminishing returns, or at least a maximum. Thanks for watching this part of the idle game tutorial. Check out the other parts if they're out. Feel free to check out my other Unity tutorials as well, and subscribe if you want.